the Juggalo March on Washington, D.C., September 16th, 2017. So, to kick it off, I'm going to talk about the one bone that I had for the whole march. I get there on Friday evening, and I have to walk to the hotel from the bus station. It's probably like 2 miles or something like that. My shoe was loose, and so my shoes were loose from sitting on the bus for so long that my feet were sliding around in them. And I ended up getting a big-ass blister on my right foot and a little blister on my left foot. Long story short, instead of popping them like I normally do, I took the advice of some of the others at the hotel, and they said I shouldn't pop it. Then the next day, walking to the march led to it swelling up to probably about the size of a softball. And at one point, ended up popping in my shoe, and I had to deal with a wet sock for the rest of the day. It fucked me up, like walking-wise, but it definitely did not kill the shine. So, we get to the hotel, I take a shower, I want to, fucking get cleaned up after sweating the whole trip out, to prepare for the Vice interview with Mitchell, who was one of the guest speakers at the march. We even pushed it back a little bit to try to get some time to hope other people showed up, because I told him we had a decent group, and everybody was kind of showing up, like, very spread out. But by the time we got set up, mic'd up, and paperwork signed and all that, Beastmaster, Sister Hatchet showed up. Sista went to her room. She didn't want to be on the camera without her attire on, which I understand. Beast hung out. We had a awesome interview with Mitchell. He is an awesome dude. He's probably the only ever reporter that I've talked to where I didn't feel like I was in like almost a standoff situation. So shout out to fucking Mitchell. If he sees this, that's dope. Shout out to his crew. Those guys were fucking awesome. And I appreciate all of you guys taking the time to come and talk to me. That was definitely a fun time. So after the interview, people start showing up. Max and CPN show up. And then about a half an hour to an hour later, Crazy and his girl show up. And we all just kick it out in the courtyard of the Holiday Inn, which just so happened to be right next door to the headquarters for FEMA, which we kind of get yelled at by one of their security guards. Not really yelled at, but nicely asked to kind of keep it down. Crazy did a live stream, and CPN did the, the Cuck Sleeves character, and got kind of loud. He also re-hurt his foot doing that, which comes into part for the march. But he gets kind of loud. Security comes over. Hey, can you guys kind of quiet it down? There's other people working. I'm trying not to disrupt them or whatever. It was fairly late. I don't get why people were working, but whatever. Their reason's their reason. So we kind of celebrated CPN's birthday and stuff. Everybody was just kicking it, bullshitting, kind of working out the nerves from the travels to get there, and the nerves of meeting each other. The only people that had actually met each other before was I had met CPN, and TJ Beastmaster had met CPN before, but nobody had met Crazy. I don't believe anybody had met Sister Hatchet, but nonetheless, we had 3 rooms in the Holiday Inn, and that first night we partied, and then we all crashed out to prepare for tomorrow. So we all wake up. Everybody starts getting prepared. Little did I know, CPN had also lined up an interview with a different group of people from Vice that wanted to come film like us getting ready for the march, whether it be, you know, painting up, which only a couple of us did, not me included, because I don't do that shit. Fucking psoriasis, but nonetheless. So I kind of jump into their room, totally forgetting that they had that interview lined up, and hung out with them for their interview. After that, we all started, well, TJ started busting out signs. 2 of the biggest ones that actually got quite a bit of media coverage was Dragnets, How Do They Work, and CPN's by now has to be a viral picture of the FBI listens to Nickelback. Both of those flyers got a lot of pictures, and it was really awesome to see the media just like completely tripping out over that Nickelback sign. So we get the stuff ready, get our backpacks filled up, we get the water, we get all that shit, and we decide we'll just walk there. It can't be that far. Turns out it was like double the distance of the march itself just to fucking get there. And like I said, my foot was fucked up. So while on our way there, we run into 2 random ninjas, this chick and this dude. And we were walking, and we walked past this little like shack thing that's selling fucking ice cream. And homegirl that we ran into was just like, I'm buying everybody ice cream. Tell them what you want. And so we get ice cream. Shout out to them 2 fucking ninjas. You're dope as shit. I did not catch your name. It was kind of just hey, look, we definitely want to go whichever way, you know, this large group of juggalos is going, and they just kind of jumped in with us. We had the flag with the Hatchet Man on it. We had the fucking bullhorn with the Hatchet Man on it. We were fucking whooping at random people walking down the street, you know, just completely making it a spectacle on our way to the march location. We were running late. Some of them got antsy, and they jumped forward a little bit. We had stopped to look at the Washington Monument. And then me and Max and Crazy like totally fell behind. We actually had 2 older gentlemen and one of the gentlemen's wives stop us to ask us, you know, hey, I noticed a lot of people are kind of dressed like you, like what's going on? And we got to talk to them for probably a good 20-25 minutes or so. You know, just telling them everything about the gang label and everything that's been happening. And they were very, very interested. They were very intrigued that they had never heard anything. You know, and I told them we're the outcasts of society, and getting the news to cover anything like that is we have to create a spectacle before the media would cover it, and that's why we were there. And they were very open about it, how fucked up they thought it was, and you know, they thanked us for stopping and talking to them, and we headed back down to the march. So by the time we get there, everything is well in swing. When we get down there, I believe Onyx had already played, unless they no-showed, which I don't know because I wasn't there. As we were walking, we heard Little Easy on stage. but I didn't jump in to record anything. I was so blown out from the walk that the first thing I wanted to do was just sit down. I just wanted to get off of my foot for, you know, a couple of minutes, which led to me not getting any footage of anything until after the march. Honestly, I sat down and was just kind of spent for a good hour or so. I did eventually get up and start walking around. You know, right before ICP did their speech, I ended up getting right up back behind the stage and watching from the kind of side back area. Out in front of the stage, it was just a little too cramped, and you know, I try to stick to the outskirts of, or the, you know, the outskirts of the crowd anyways, just because I don't like being fucking packed in. But we listened to ICP's speech, and then we go into the march. Now, during the march, it was really, really weird, because we definitely were not organized with what chants we even were going to do. So near the front, there was somebody with like a wagon with a sound system in it that was fucking bumping shit. And then, you know, a little bit further back, they were doing a chant. A little bit further back, they were doing a different chant. A little bit further back was us, me on the bullhorn, make buttholes great again, make America whoop whoop again. Got lots and lots of whoop whoops. I couldn't help myself. I was so excited. I kept telling people I loved them through the megaphone. There was also a fuck Chuck Reeves chant, which had quite a few people participate in it, so that was really funny. And while we were marching, slowly our group split up. Beastmaster, Sister Hatchet, Jinx, Jiggy, they all went forward pretty fast to the front. Me and CPN and Crazy and Max and Crazy's girl kinda were dragging ass. At one point, I kind of get off the march trail just to stand for a second, you know, take the pressure off of my foot. And me and Max, dude's fucking amazing. He ended up stopping and sticking with me. You know, we were both fucking super blown out. Even with like the hour chill time before we actually marched, we were still blown the fuck out. So we fall back from everybody else pretty much, and we keep going. Eventually we catch up to CPN and Crazy, and the people that were interviewing CPN for Vice ran into him, and we were getting ready to do like another little like recap kind of halfway through the march thing. CPN almost fainted. We had to take probably a good half-hour break. Everybody just kind of, you know, sat down. We did the interview with Vice, and they took off, and we started to go, and CPN couldn't walk, so Max ended up renting a rickshaw. You know, it's a bike with the little basket on the back, and had a rickshaw drop him and CPN off back at the march, and me and Crazy finished up walking the march route. You know, just to say we completed it at least. No matter how late it was. On our way up, Ouija Mac was on the stage, and here's just a little couple of clips of what I happened to catch from him. Now, Ouija Mac was an act that I really wanted to catch. Only because I'm willing to give him a shot, and I wanted to see what kind of stage presence he had, what, you know, kind of shit that, you know, just the vibe that he gave off. From what I gathered, seemed okay. He seems kind of lonely on stage. That's one kind of thing that I was like, you know. But altogether, some of the songs that he played, pretty decent. I enjoyed him. I didn't get anything up close of Hoodoo playing. I did get this little clip. But I figured I would sit down and take a little break to rest before light came on, because I knew I was going to want to go up to the front side of the stage, because it's fucking light. Light's dope. And anyone that thinks otherwise can fuck the fuck off. Motherfucker! And then it was time for the clowns.
Everybody's waiting for the show to begin. Up to the top of the neck and let you go. Turn a leg in a glass of Fuego. You suck, you missed the fucking plan. Trick your head, it's super and you rock. Fingers and toes. You got. Fingers and toes. You got. Fingers and toes. Up in Washington. Now, come on. Who's going chicken nut? We's going chicken nut. Who's going chicken nut? We's going chicken nut. Tell me who's going chicken nut? We's going chicken nut. And when I find him, me and my ass will give your forehead a pass. My axe is my body. I never leave without him, no. Me and my axe will leave your head a bloody fountain. Chick, chick, chick. But everybody.
So after ICP wrapped up, probably one of the best set lists that I have heard them do, you know, in a long time. We all kind of sat around, wanted to, you know, give it like an hour or so, let the peak times kill on Lyft, because all of us had agreed highly that we were not walking back to the hotel. So we ended up scooping up 3 Lyfts and, you know, got everybody back to the hotel. And then after that, we just kicked it. Max brought a fucking bottle of Everclear. So we did the old high school Juggalo trick, Faygo and Everclear. You know, works wonders. I didn't drink. I didn't do anything while I was down there. My anxiety and shit had me way too wired up, and there was no possible way that I was going to be able to partake in anything without freaking the fuck out. We kicked it for quite a while. 4 o'clock rolled around, and I had to go lay down because I had to be back at the bus station at 11 a.m. the next morning. And, we went over what happened with the trip back. But all in all, man, the Juggalo March was amazing. It was amazing seeing DC. It was amazing seeing the fucking Capitol building. It was amazing seeing the Washington Monument. And it was really, really, really amazing to see the Wicked Clowns in front of the Lincoln Memorial. With that, whoop whoop, much fucking love to all the people that marched. Much love to the people that couldn't be there, but was there in spirit. You were felt. The area was alive. All of the press now, afterwards, all of the love. It's amazing to see. It's amazing what we did that day. And if you were there, remember to mark it down in your notebooks. We got our one fresh point from Jump Steady. But with that, that was my Juggalo March experience. If you liked it, drop a like. Fucking comment some shit. Share it if you're down with that idea. If not, cool, whatever. But thank you for watching. Thank you for being there. Those of you that were and experienced it with me. Shout out to all the fucking the people that fucking kicked it all weekend. Beastmaster, CPN, Crazy McCormick, Max, Thy Ghetto Freak Show, Jinx, everybody. There's too many people to name. Shout outs to you. Shout outs to everybody that was there. And with that, I'm Mr. Mac and Hose. Peace the fuck out. Whoop whoop.